This might be a hot take, but if you're a teacher, I don't think it's your job to get 100% participation from your students. Your job is to continue to give them opportunities to succeed. Did you hear that? There's a distinction between the two. You are not a puppet master who can will every student to participate in discussion or turn in their work or collaborate in groups or do well in your class. I wish you could, but there is a limit to your capacity. And honestly, sometimes it can make you feel inadequate when students don't participate, or when that one kid who you pour so much into doesn't seem to change or even grow. And do you ever feel this way? Like you're not great at your work because sometimes it feels like you're just spinning your wheels and really not going anywhere. Yeah, me too. I think back to the pandemic when everything went virtual. My classes were held on Zoom, but I couldn't require students to turn on their screens or unmute themselves, and so it would just be hours of me talking to blank screens, well aware that there weren't necessarily students even behind those screens. Or if there were, they were also behind other screens of their own. It was so disheartening, and all of the tips and tricks and wisdom I learned as a teacher about how to engage students and get them to participate, that just seemingly went out the window. And I felt ashamed of myself because I couldn't get more participation. And this type of shame seems to be pretty common among teachers. I devote my work life to working with and trying to inspire teachers with different ideas to engage their students, and yet I often hear this voice in the back of my head saying that I'm insufficient, that I share strategies that didn't and don't work with my own students, that I'm an imposter, or that I'm full of crap. But then I'm reminded of the fact that my job is not to get 100% participation from my students. My job is to keep giving them opportunities to succeed. That is where we have influence, leading learning experiences using best practices to engage our students. And obviously we differentiate and vary what those experiences look like with the hope of meeting the needs of our students. Strong tier 1 instruction is essential. And so we create lessons and units with the hope of meeting the needs of our students and trying to get them to participate. But we can't expect all students to respond. We can hope for it, but expecting this with certainty is just not realistic. And so when we internalize this, when we believe this, we can be released of the pressure for these results and focus more on the process. And when we do that, when we place our energy towards the opportunities we provide rather than the outcome of them, we find we can be better at making those opportunities for students more engaging, thereby inspiring more participation. And if at the end of the day you feel like you did this, you feel like students were in an environment where they felt comfortable learning and you gave them opportunities to succeed, you've done enough. Whether they actually take you up on those opportunities is beyond your control. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, hey, tell that to my principal, or tell that to my students' parents who think the reason their child isn't succeeding is because of me, or tell that to college admissions boards who don't care about the process but only about the product. Yeah, I hear you. The pressure on teachers to control the outcomes is real, and there's no point in sugarcoating that. I think we need more school leaders to understand this and demonstrate their understanding by supporting their teachers and identifying strong teaching, even if the student participation and success falls short as a measurement for it. I think teachers and other educators need to keep finding ways to communicate to parents what kind of work is actually happening in the classroom, helping them see that the opportunity for success is there and their students might not be taking advantage of it. Maybe this is a class newsletter, maybe more regular phone calls home, or just getting better at communicating to parents, but letting them know that what's going on in your classroom and that you need their help getting their children to take advantage of these opportunities. And we need college admissions boards and standardized tests to read the room a bit and realize that test scores only give a snapshot of a student and a teacher's success. But if you're a teacher, a lot of this is out of your control. A lot of this pressure is external, and you can only influence that so much. And so maybe today, let's eliminate the internal pressure. You work in a system that needs improvement, and hopefully will keep moving forward. But in the meantime, maybe you just need to release yourself of this pressure to be perfect. Maybe it's time to shut that voice up that says that you are inadequate because you're not getting 100% participation from students. And instead be reminded that 100% participation is not your job, and it's not really even possible. But your job is actually to use your expertise to keep giving students opportunities to succeed. And if you're doing that, you're doing enough. So rest in that. Take off the burden of this pressure, and you might find you have more capacity to be a better teacher.